dream is to be able to do this stuff. You know, knock some big guys out and like walk away and be like.
I love that we have Zoe Charakis and Shea Coulee in powerful positions.
I flipped a guy.
Yeah, and punched him.
And I punched him.
It's really mind-blowing to come into my first scripted series and have it be in the MCU. After starting on a Marvel show, like, where do I go from here?
Now, as you all know, Ironheart is a disaster waiting to happen, and Marvel knows it. They're throwing out sizzle reels, last-minute promos, and identity checklists like any of that will make people care about this train wreck. Now, Ironheart was already unpopular when she showed up in not only the comics but the MCU, and now they're turning her solo series into a showcase for drag queens as well as pronoun puzzles. Okay, now. Marvel's biggest mistake with Ironheart was pretending she was the future of the MCU, okay? And this is a character who bombed in the comics and got shoehorned into Black Panther 2 with zero connection to the story. Instead of simply backing off, Marvel decided to double down. They built an entire series around her and padded it with characters that don't appeal to the actual Marvel fan base. The result, a marketing rollout more cringe than anything they've done in years, okay? Now, before we continue, I'm going to let you all know I do have a new Discord server up. Go ahead and join that. Link is in the description below. And also forgive me for the constant throat clearing. Allergies is acting up due to this severe heat dome that we are going through, okay? Now, simply put, the Ironheart trailer dropped and instantly got buried under a wave of dislikes, 500,000 and climbing. Now that should have been the end of it. But instead, Marvel responded with a promo video featuring Zoe Charakis and Shea Coulee, bragging about being a part of the MCU and talking up their representation. Not the story, not the world, just the diversity, okay? Now, Charakis, who identifies as non-binary trans masculine, is front and center in this campaign, okay? And that's just what Marvel is leading with, you know? Not with Ironheart's powers, not her connections to Iron Man. They're simply promoting gender identity and drag queen cameos like it's a new Infinity Stone, basically. Ironheart is supposed to be a new tech genius of the MCU, but the way they're introducing her makes her look like a PR project, not a real character. Riri Williams doesn't earn her role, you see. She doesn't build toward it. She just steals Tony Stark's tech in the comics, shows up without any build-up, and gets a solo no one asked for. Now that alone turned fans off, and now throwing aside characters that exist just to go ahead and fill in an inclusion quota, and Marvel sealed its own fate. No surprise right there. And Shea Coulee plays a drag queen in this show. Marvel's so proud of that fact that they led their latest promo with it. They think this is how you get fans excited. Meanwhile, longtime MCU audiences are watching this rollout and are wondering what happened to the franchise that they loved. It used to be about world building, but now it's about who checks the most identity boxes in a single episode, okay? Now, Marvel has no idea who it's even marketing content for anymore. You see, the Ironheart series was not built for comic book fans. It's built for Twitter likes and Vanity Fair headlines. But it won't get either because nobody outside of the echo chamber even wants the show. The MCU was once a powerhouse of fan loyalty. Ironheart is proof that Marvel is now chasing a completely different audience. One that doesn't actually show up to watch anything, okay? And that's sad right there. But in this new promo, Charakis brags about flipping a guy and knocking him out. I mean, Marvel thinks this is an achievement because of how Zoe identifies, but fans don't care about that. They care about whether the action scenes are good, if the story is good as well, but whether the story makes sense, whether Ironheart feels like she belongs in the MCU. None of those things are being addressed at all, but instead, we're getting brag reels about starting my career in the MCU and how mind blowing it's going to be cast. I mean, that's just a distraction instead of working to sell the show itself. And also, there's no substance behind Ironheart. Okay, no emotional weight, no earned moment, and the MCU is trying to manufacture hype out of identity instead of narrative. Now, the trailer didn't even try to hide it. It focused more on the cast's backgrounds than the actual story. And this is exactly what fans have been warning about for years, okay? Marvel turning into a corporate diversity machine with no heart. And Ironheart is the poster child for that transition there. No pun intended. But the side cast in Ironheart actually gets more screen time in the promos than Ironheart herself. That should tell you everything, okay? Marvel is not confident in the lead character, so they're relying on identity first casting to go ahead and drive interest. But identity does not build universes. Good storytelling does, and this show has none of it. You see, the MCU used to be full of relatable characters who actually went through real arcs. Now we've got people being cast to break barriers, and that's where the effort ends. Okay, so Marvel thinks putting a drag queen and a non-binary character in the same show makes it groundbreaking, okay? But what it really makes it is unwatchable for the people who used to care about the MCU. You see, they're not tuning in for lectures or TikTok clout. They're simply tuning in for characters like Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor, and those characters didn't get there by fitting into a DEI chart. They got there by earning it through actual writing and character development, okay? So this is what happens when a studio decides to stop listening to its audience, okay? Ironheart is a series nobody even asked for, based on a character from the comics nobody connected with, featuring side characters that nobody understands and marketed with buzzwords instead of plot. I mean, it's everything wrong with the current MCU right now, wrapped up in 6 episodes of corporate approved messaging. And it's going to bomb harder than anything Marvel has released in recent memory, okay? Now, Marvel used to know how to sell characters. They knew how to build anticipation. Now, with Ironheart, they're simply just hoping the controversy gets people curious enough to hate watch. That's desperation right there. And when even the promotional clips are getting roasted before the show even airs, you know it's over. With all of this happening, this is a full-blown collapse for the MCU under Kevin Feige. I mean, it's not just about Ironheart itself, it's about what she represents. This show is the MCU's admission that they no longer care what fans want. It's all about appealing to the loudest people online, but those people don't even show up to support the content. They simply cheer on the casting announcement, okay? Then move on. Meanwhile, the actual fan base is walking away, and Ironheart is just giving them one more reason to do it, okay? That's no surprise right there. I called this a long time ago. Ironheart isn't going to win any new fans. It's going to be a meme instead of a cultural event. Now, a punchline, as a matter of fact, another forgotten notch on the MCU's long list of post-endgame failures. The people pushing this thing are in denial. They think they're part of something important, but in reality, all they've done is just help bury a franchise that used to matter. And the worst part, Marvel still doesn't even realize it, okay? Now, the MCU can't recover from this if it doesn't course correct. Ironheart is another warning sign. It's the red flag flapping right in front of Marvel's face. And they're too deep in their own echo chamber to even notice. Every second of that promo video made things worse. Every word out of the cast's mouths was another reminder that the MCU is broken, not because of one character, but because of the mindset behind her. Okay, so yeah, basically, there's nothing left to hype. Ironheart is just going to pretend to premiere, trend for all the wrong reasons, and disappear. And when it does, Marvel will act shocked, but fans won't be. They saw this coming a mile away. Ironheart didn't fail because of trolls or bad luck, but simply put, Ironheart's going to fail because it was built on identity politics instead of substance. That's the truth. And the MCU is going to keep failing until it figures that out. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Be sure to smash that like button, share the video far wide across social media. Subscribe to the channel, turn on that bell for future uploads, notifications, and I'll see you all on the next one. Until then, peace.